off the cuff because it's kind of long, it's kind of bouncing around. Plus, everyone thinks Dostoevsky was rage. Maybe he's really laid back. Maybe. I'm going to try a different take. I want to bounce around too. I knew in advance that I would be the first. But now it was no longer a question of who was first. Not only were none of them there, but I had difficulty in finding our room. The table had not yet been set. But what could it mean? After numerous inquiries, I finally learned from the waiters that the dinner had been ordered for 6 o'clock instead of 5. This was confirmed at the buffet. By that time, I was already ashamed of asking. It was still only 20 after 5. If they had changed the hour, they should, at any rate, have notified me. That was what the city post office was for, and not subject me to disgrace, both before myself and, well, even before the servants. I sat down. A waiter began to set the table. In his presence, I felt even more humiliated. By 6, candles were brought into the room, in addition to the lighted lamps. The waiter, my Russian's horrible, so can use like first letters and these names. The waiter had not thought, however, of bringing them as soon as I arrived. In the next room, 2 gloomy guests, angry-looking and silent, were dining at separate tables. From one of the distant rooms came a good deal of noise. I could hear shouting and the uproarious laughter of a crowd of people, and odious little squeals and exclamations in French. There were ladies at that dinner. In short, it was extremely depressing. I had rarely spent a more wretched hour, so that when they appeared all together exactly at 6, I was even for a moment overjoyed to see them, as though they were some sort of liberators, almost forgetting that I must look offended. Z entered first, the obvious leader. Both he and they were laughing, but seeing me, Z drew himself up, approached me unhurriedly, and offered me his hand. As if offering his hand, he was also guarding himself against something. If he merely intended to insult me by that condescending manner, I thought it wouldn't be so bad. I'd manage to retaliate somehow. But what if, without meaning to insult me, he had really taken it into his stupid sheep's brain that he was immeasurably superior to me and could no longer regard me in any way but patronizingly. The very possibility made me gasp for air. I was astonished to learn of your desire to join us, he began. We've somehow gotten out of contact. You avoid us. A pity. We aren't as dreadful as you think. Well, sir, at any rate, I am pleased to renew. I'm going to continue this a little bit later, another installment, part 2. Litarary